All right, so we got 66 orders going out, totaling a little over $1,700 in sales over the weekend. Stick around to the end of the video to find out what sold. These new at tag Quicksilver jeans sold for $15 plus shipping. And this Marc Jacobs cologne, Bang, sold for $99 plus shipping. In this men's crossbody bag by the brand Gurkha, it sold for $230 plus shipping. The original buyer paid $395, if you could see it there. This came from the storage unit buyout I did this time last year, and now getting a lot of those bags listed and sold in my store. What a blessing. This Jones, New York women's pull-on skirt sold for $12.95 plus shipping. All right, just had another sweater sell. This was by the brand Vortex Optics. Just listed this 3 days ago and sold for $12.56 plus shipping. Still selling a lot of sweaters and hoodies, even though it's supposed to be 90 degrees today. That's awesome. So just wanted to go into a little bit of how eBay can be life-changing and then talk about how it has kind of transformed my life. So if you have the right system and vision and goal in place, then that's going to allow you to be able to get started on eBay with a correct and right direction. You know, you got to have a direction in your business. For me, when I first started selling on eBay, I knew that I could see the potential as I started seeing the sales come in, but I didn't quite have a direction, like a vision of where I wanted my business to be 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. And by developing a strategy to help guide me along the way of where I could see my business going was the key determining factor on how I was able to grow my business from just 100 listings to over 8,000 listings on eBay. So developing first a vision for your business is the key. You need to know where you want your business to be in a few years down the road. Without no vision, the people perish, right? So you got to have a correct vision, goal, mission to be able to guide you along the path of reselling. So getting clear on that is the first key. The second key is, how am I going to be able to find inventory to be able to even sell things on eBay? We are only as good as our source. So if your source is not very good, then what do you think your reselling life is going to be? So you must build connections, develop key people in your business that are going to help you. Whether you meet someone to help source with you, you meet someone that buys storage units and you can take their product. Maybe you have a family friend that does junk removal service. There's a lot of many different options that you can develop relationships to help impact your business to bring in inventory. I believe that it is inventory in itself. If you can get past the hurdle of having a hard time finding inventory, that's the hardest part, is being able to find solid inventory that's in demand, that isn't going to kill and break your bank. So being able to find items for me that are going to be less than $1, 50 cents to 25 cents, that has been the key game changer in my business. Last year was paying $1.77 per item. This year we are now under $1 per item. So being able to cut our cost of goods from spending $17,000 last year in inventory to now going to be spending a little less than $10,000 this year in inventory, but while still growing my store at the same pace, that has been the change of the century for me in my business. So those key things that are going to be able to make your business really shift and can be life-changing is finding inventory and developing a mission, a vision to be able to guide you along your reseller journey. Because if you are a new reseller and maybe you don't know, eBay can be quite the wild ride. So I just wanted to share that with you with my experience, and now let's get into what else is selling. All right, we just got a combined order here of some women's Chico pants and a women's Reebok shirt. They did sell for $15 plus shipping, but the buyer did not request to combine the shipping price, so they paid for $13 shipping. So if they don't ask me to refund the shipping for combined orders, then I just go ahead and keep it, and these will ship for $7.60 in a flat rate envelope. These new at tag women's running shorts sold for $9.95 plus shipping by the brand Pro Spirit. This women's Nike running top sold for $11.95 plus shipping. One of the main things that was a game changer for my business was really understanding the importance of really mastering the items you're selling. Learning about the items you're selling, it will enable you to really structure your titles the way they're meant to be structured and really able to sell the items that you're wanting to list. So things like round neck, different types of sleeve types, you're going to want to understand those to the fullest so you can have a bit of an advantage over the people that are not willing to study about the items they're selling. Point being, you could check down in the link in description below where I have my full eBay guide to item specifics, where it covers all the different types of sleeve types, materials, women's tops, men's button-up shirts, all the things that are really important, different types of kimonos, ringer tees, what a tunic is. This is really going to be helpful for your growth as an eBay clothing reseller, really needing to know what you're selling in the first place to really have a competitive advantage. So check it out, linked below. It greatly helps support the channel as well. God bless. All right, a new thing that we got going on here is we got our first shelf on our row here set up. We're going to be adding 7 more shelves here, pushing the jackets back along the wall, and this sequential system has been a game changer. If you're interested in the shelves, the boxes, or the poly bags that I use, you can find it all linked down in the description down below. A little bit goes a long way in supporting the channel, and I just bring this up because it was a big change in my business. I was in these bins, and these bins are great. But after you get about 500 to 1,000 items, it's hard to find them. So if you can switch into something sequential like this, where you have your SKU numbers all easy to read, you know where everything's at, you're also going to help minimize on lost orders and maximize a lot of the time that you would be spending digging, and now you could just pack these orders quickly and efficiently. All right, so another cool storage unit find was this Ralph Lauren quilt. It's a queen size quilt, brand new, sold for $50 plus shipping. Came from the storage unit buyout, but just getting a lot of these random items listed. Oh, almost dropped it there. So original buyer paid $200. Ralph Lauren University full queen quilt. So I know people do a great job selling quilts, and there's a lot of money to be made in vintage quilts. I don't pick them up, but you've seen some random sales this morning. You've seen some cologne, you've seen a crossbody bag, and now a quilt. You're probably wondering, Bo, what the heck are you doing? So I just really want to maximize a lot of the profit on the things that came out of the storage unit that are still somewhat clothing related that I don't mind listing. And now that I have these listers, I'm able to now list all the things that I've been procrastinating about listing. So you can see here all these little bags, cosmetic bags, socks, wallets, things like that. I personally don't want to take the time to, basically master these categories that I'm not going to be listing in months down the road. But I can use these listers' experience in listing bags and, developing a wide range of keywords to be able to get these items listed. So for me, I'm always about management. I want to maximize my potential, and I just felt wrong about wholesaling these bags out and all of these other items when I could just get them listed over time. And now that they have been, they are bringing in a little bit more money to where I could take those profits and now go buy more bales. This women's top by the brand World Unity sold for $10 plus shipping. Hey, this Nike polo sold for $12 plus shipping. These checkered pants were an international order. The brand is Forever 21. They sold for $12.56 plus shipping. The buyer paid $44 shipping. So Forever 21, a terrible brand, but someone is still willing to pay $12.56 plus shipping internationally to get this item to them. And this vintage LL Bean men's polo sold for $17.95 plus shipping. And this Quicksilver men's pair of jeans, brand new at tag, sold for $15 plus shipping. And this women's top by Liz and Sarah sold for $7.98 plus shipping. So selling on eBay can be kind of tough, especially if you have no idea what you're doing, how to write titles, how to source inventory, which is why Marcus Dixon and I Dixon's Pickens have provided you with a reseller mentorship. Right now, for a limited time, we have a 7-day free trial where you can join dozens of other members growing their reseller business by implementing the same strategies that we're using in our businesses that helped us do a little over $300,000 in sales on eBay last year. You can get a reseller spreadsheet upon joining in an eBay store review. So you can check it out, linked in the description down below. If you feel like it's for you and you love the community, it's just $1 a day after that. If not, it's not for everyone. That's okay. We do run our community off Discord, so sometimes people are unfamiliar with that platform, and you know, it's not for everyone, but we'd love to see you there. We'd love to help you reach your goals, and it is an amazing time to be alive, especially when the resale market is expected to double by 2026. So if you want help growing and running your business, you're going to want to check it out, linked below, and we'd love to see you there. All right, don't be sleeping on women's dresses. This is a Coldwater Creek dress, sold for $7 plus shipping. Terrible brand, but women's dresses have been selling really good for me. Do you pick up women's dresses? I had to show you all this sale right here. This George shirt, men's medium, sold for $12 plus shipping. I don't even think these sell for $12 brand new. So this came from a fire relief center. They had a bunch of clothing donations, right? And I bought out all of their clothing as the fire relief center went out of business. So basically made an offer and got a bunch of George shirts and mainly lotted most of them up, but which is what you should do when you get a bunch of bad branded items, but they're still new or new with tags. So that's kind of your call. I listed them and they have been selling. I sold a pair of George swimming trunks for $12 plus shipping. So, you know, crazy time, right? But I would not go out and specifically source these Walmart brands, only if they came in a bulk buyout. That's something that you're going to have to figure if you want to list it or toss it. When I made that bulk purchase of the fire relief center, it was 10,000 pounds for $1,000, and I ended up keeping about 3,000 of those 10,000 pounds. So 7,000 pounds literally got donated. So it's not all beautiful flowers and roses, right? But really happy with that sale. I did not even expect to sell a George shirt for $12, so I'll take it. Praise the Lord. These women's H&M pants sold for $11 plus shipping. This women's International Concepts top sold for $8 plus shipping. And this Calvin Klein women's top sold for $17.95 plus shipping. I am shocked. So my number one category sold on eBay in the last 3 months has been women's tops. So I've been going all in on women's tops. I'm telling Parker, the guy who I buy bulk from, who buys the bulk bales, I tell him to give me all of the women's tops, all of the plus size tops. That is just something that has been continuing to sell more and more in my business. So for him, he's not really into the women's tops, so I'm going to be getting them all for 50 cents or less. Another thing that I've always sold is men's jeans and women's jeans, and that is another big part of my business as well. Point being, you want to lean into what you're selling the most of. Really pay attention to the items that are selling in your store and go out and pick up those items over and over again. That's something that I've been doing for over 2 years, is really focusing on the items that are selling in my store and then going out and picking them up over and over again. That's all I'm doing. Right at this point in my business, I'm not making big changes. I'm not making big changes to my brands list. I'm not making anything that's going to be drastic in my approach, as I've been continuing to grow my store at this pace for some time now, and averaging between $14,000 to $16,000 in sales. So I'm not going to be really doing anything different other than continuing to grow my knowledge in particular brands, but definitely picking up those same bread and butter brands that are continuing to sell. So that's something that you got to focus on in your business, is really pay attention to the items that are selling through your store and figuring out how can I go buy more of those items in bulk. This men's Adidas polo that had a huge stain on the front still sold for $5 plus shipping. These J. Crew men's pink pants, $34.32, sold for $8 plus shipping. All right, just wanted to get into some of the viewer comments that came over the weekend, and I just want to encourage you guys, if you have any questions about my business or about me personally, just drop them in the comments section down below. I'm here to help you. I'm here to provide as much value as I can and offer the full kind of behind the scenes of what it takes to really run this reselling business. So I loved this comment by Loving My Lily 9002. She says, I found you recently, changed my title structure, and started selling way more than I'm listing. Thank you so much. So that is a really awesome comment, and that really gives me a lot of fulfillment because I do go live on the channel every week about eBay store reviews, and the main thing that we talk about is fixing title structure. eBay's search algorithm is a search-based algorithm, so it aligns the correct buyer up according to what is in your title. So it's so important to really get good at mastering title structure, how buyers are searching for our items, how eBay wants us to structure our titles. If you have a hard time doing that, then it's going to be hard for your items to sell. So get really good at the basics. How can I create the most perfect listing? Start with the title first. And that's really encouraging to hear. I've heard dozens of other people saying the same thing. Hey, I fixed my titles of my oldest listings and things started selling. So if you're having a hard time with sales right now, go back to your oldest listings first. Start restructuring some of the titles with brand, item, gender, size, and you'll see that those items are starting to get a new life, picked up in more traffic, more watchers may be watching those items. So those little things that you can do right now in your business, it's not going to cost you anything but your time, but it is going to make a big difference, and it is very helpful. This Russell Athletics men's tank top just sold for $11.55 plus shipping. Hey, we out here. We still selling sweaters when it's 90 degrees out. Praise God, this International Concepts men's rib sweater sold for $11 plus shipping. These men's pair of pants by the brand Iron & Co. Men's medium, kind of a ripstop fabric, sold for $17 plus shipping. This women's Maurice's jacket sold for $14 plus shipping. And these Nike men's jogging sweatpants sold for $7 plus shipping. There was a huge stain on the front and a hole in the back pocket. Oh, I guess I should be working. You caught me. This Polo Ralph Lauren duffel bag sold for $44 plus shipping. All right, so we have these Wit and Wisdom women's jeans sold for $10 plus shipping. And we had this LuLaRoe women's top just sold for $10 plus shipping. All right, we had another pair of Nike joggers. These are stained and missing the drawstring, still sold for $10 plus shipping. So eBay can be life-changing, and never did I think that 2.5 years selling on eBay would I be selling $178,000 worth of sales on eBay last year, selling men's and women's pre-owned clothing in the middle of nowhere on top of a mountain. But the things that really made the difference was the consistency of being able to list every day on eBay, being able to list the same products that I continued to sell on eBay. That's where the shift in my business happened. I like to compare listing every day on eBay like watering a garden. So you see, water is required for growth, right? And the only way these plants can grow is if they get water. So I like to see that, comparing that to how eBay is that's kind of like your consistency in listing. For you to grow your business, you got to be able to at least have some sort of consistency with your listings and the items that you're looking to sell. Without the watering process of watering plants, what happens to them? They die. So we really need to be able to have a consistent process of listing the same items every day. Maybe it's just 2 items a day. That's okay. We all start somewhere. But I just want to encourage you that no matter where you're at in your process of reselling, just continue to stay consistent. You know, I never thought 2.5 years later we would be doing over $150,000 in sales. So I'll just say to you that don't underestimate eBay. eBay is the second largest e-commerce platform that exists right now. And I just say take advantage of it. This market is supposed to double by 2026. If you're positioning yourself correctly now, who knows where you'll be at in 2 years. So just stay consistent. I encourage you guys to develop a plan, to develop a vision. Figure out what you want out of eBay. What is it do you want out of eBay? Where do you want your business to be in 2 to 3 years? It wasn't until I did that in my business is when things became more clear. I had more direction. I knew what to do in the down times. I knew what to do in the good times. So just encouraging everyone to develop a vision, develop a plan, because as you know, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. What do you want out of eBay? Where do you want your eBay business to be in 5 years? It can be possible. Believe it, and it will come true. Sold another bag. This is by the brand Mulholland. Sold for $15 plus shipping. Happy when I sell any bags and just getting them out of here, clearing up more space. And this 7 for All Mankind men's full zip jacket sold for $60 plus shipping. Original buyer paid $198. But like I said, it's warming up out there, so anytime I can get a jacket sale, I am pretty happy. You know, I have a lot of jackets I'm looking to sell as many as I can before winter, just trying to maximize the space in the shop. All right, this International Concepts women's top sold for $10 plus shipping. This women's express top sold for $7.96 plus shipping. These women's pants by the brand Simply Vera. These are some plaid kind of dress chino pants, sold for $11 plus shipping. It is such a blessing to get these bags sold and out of the store. I'm going to use a lot of these profits to continue to buy better items, clothing items for my store. This is a Toomey bag, simple duffel bag, sold for $99 plus shipping. You want to be on the lookout for this brand Toomey, a really nice high-end men's and women's luxury brand. Just be on the lookout for a lot of their products. Another thing to be on the lookout for is, can you read it? Gucci. These Gucci bags. So this was part of the storage unit buyout. This comes with the original receipt of purchase from Saks Fifth Avenue for, whoa, $790. So obviously you're going to want to make sure it's authentic. You could use resources like Check app or the Real to kind of see if these items are authentic. I usually don't list any type of Gucci in my store, but with receipt and documentation, I'll list this. This women's pull-on skirt by the brand Izod sold for $11.96 plus shipping. All right, these men's Levi's 527s sold for $27.95 plus shipping. This women's full zip sweater by the brand Miss Me had a stain on it, but it still sold for $16 plus shipping. This is some women's activewear by the brand Adidas, sold for $11.95 plus shipping. These brand new with tags, men's Tommy Hilfiger Freedom jeans, sold for $20 plus shipping. This Duluth men's activewear shirt sold for $9 plus shipping. This men's button-up by the brand Columbia sold for $10 plus shipping. These men's Dickies sold for $17.95 plus shipping. This size was huge. It was a 52-inch waist and a 32-inch inseam. These new at tag Nautica jorts, jean shorts, sold for $12 plus shipping. This women's button-up shirt by the brand Velvet Heart sold for $5 plus shipping. These men's Nike dry fit basketball shorts sold for $11 plus shipping. This is a vintage women's top by the brand O'Rare, sold for $12 plus shipping. All right, don't be sleeping on beer brands. This is a Corona graphic print t-shirt, sold for $17.95 plus shipping. You know, any even local, breweries to your area might sell better than you think. I pick up a lot of Rogue River Brewery, a lot of Ninkasi Brewery, and yeah, it might not sell to someone in New Hampshire, but it will possibly sell here locally, especially if it's a bigger type of brand. Here is a vintage pair of Levi's, late 90s, some 577s women's capris. These sold for $17.95 plus shipping. And this women's romper by the brand Maurice's sold for $14.95 plus shipping. If you're wanting to know what else is selling in my eBay store on a daily basis, you're going to want to check out this video right here where it goes more in detail on some of the items that I'm picking up and what they're selling for. I hope you all have a blessed rest of the week and take care.